is obviously your first time through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Losing playoff series as opposed to when you end the season and you don't make the playoffs. Like, what's that feel like? Is it similar? Is it more painful for you?
I don't know. It sucks either way. If you don't make the playoffs, it sucks. When you lose, it sucks. So it's all bad.
There's been some talk this morning of DeMar and last night with a couple of players that some changes need to be made because the game's evolving. What do you think this team would need to get to that next level?
I don't know if there's anything specific that we need. We ran to a really good team that's built really well. Hats off to their front office. They put together a really good team. Those guys, they got a lot of guys around LeBron, and it's not even just him. They kind of lean on each other, and they got so many shooters. Somebody's gonna have a good night. K-Love don't kill you, then Kyle Korver kill you. If Kyle Love don't do it, then JR's having a good night. And they got so many shooters. So when you got somebody like him that can attack and make people help, and then they just share the ball so well and play so well together that it's one of those things. So for us, I don't think it's lacking something. I think missing Kyle hurt. Being in tough positions hurt. It was a lot of things that factored into it, but I don't think it's one thing that we actually need to be able to win this series.
Did your experience here jive with what you thought it would be, getting into the franchise, into the organization, playing with this team? Was it what you expected as it turned out?
Oh, for sure. This team's come so far since when I was here back in the days. This franchise is going to another level, and this team's just gone to another level. So, that's first. And, yeah, it's been great. Fans, everybody took me in open arms. It was great. My whole experience here was unbelievable. Had a great time.
Would you like it to continue?
Sure. Obviously, being a free agent, see what's going on. But this is definitely an option, and I'm looking at pursuing and seeing if it can work.
What are your priorities for free agency? What are you going to be looking for first and foremost?
I think fit is everything. Once you're a veteran, you're an older guy, it's more about the fit and what, you want to win, obviously, but you want to go to a team where you feel like you can help push it to the next level, obviously. I think being a veteran and being an older guy, situational with, the team, the coaches, you want the total fit, everything to work out. So for me, I think it's more about the fit.
What might make Toronto attractive to you or to any free agent, you think?
It's Toronto, first of all. Toronto's a great city. Like I said, I think the organization is going to another level. I think it's one of the first-class organizations in the NBA, no question. The best fans I've seen thus far in the NBA is unbelievable. The support, even from back when I was here to now, it's a totally different level now with the fans here. So, many things that attract you coming to Toronto, for sure.
Peter, do you have a summer routine that you usually abide by? Like you work out, take some time off?
Yeah, I just go hang with my kids, man. The kids have been missing me all year, so I just hang with my kids all summer. You get tired of me.
DJ, when you look at this team, do you think that there's a lot of potential that maybe wasn't realized just because changes came late, Kyle was hurt? Like, what might have been different had you had more runway
That's a good question, and that's when, like, the hindsight, you think, once it's over, you look at it and you're like, what could we have done, or what could have been different, or some things that we didn't do, or it's so many questions and then people ask, and it's one of those things where you don't know, you don't know if Kyle didn't get hurt, do we win yesterday, or if he played game 3, do we win maybe, do we take it to 6 maybe, do we like you can go through so many different scenarios, switching the lineups. We did a lot of things, and it's tough. The hindsight is a mother, so it's crazy.
I mean, you've been on teams all over the world that have won,
Right.
and a lot of teams when they just kind of that final flick
Right.
And, did you feel like this team was able to make that final click? And if they had, what might have?
I don't know if we made the final click. I think the Milwaukee series, I thought the Milwaukee series would prepare us more for the Cavs series because we had to change the way we played a little. We had to get a little grittier, which I said before going into the Cavs series that I felt like we did some things to beat Milwaukee that we necessarily didn't do throughout the end of the season, and I thought that would prepare us for the next series, which ended up being a totally different series, obviously, but it's just one of those things, man. It's so funny because you can't. There's no real right answer to that. Like it's tough. It's tough.
Dwayne kept talking in those, especially in the playoffs, about changing the style of play, more ball movement, more threes. Was that difficult for this team to adjust to, kind of on the fly?
For sure, you can't. I mean, listen, it's not. We run everything through Lamar. And he's initial offense because he's such a good scorer that we should. And, he's one of the best scorers in the NBA. So when teams double him, they don't double him for no reason. They double him to make him give it up to make everybody else make plays because he makes all the plays for everybody else. So it's not one of those things where it's not a secret. So, we need to change our style of play because we need to move the ball to be able to get good shots and to be able to create offense other than, DeMar doing everything. So, it was something we did in Milwaukee. We had to do in Milwaukee because they doubled them, and we did a good job. And, in the Cavs series, it was a little tougher once Kyle was out. Obviously, having taken away another ball handler, another playmaker. It's not a secret, yeah.
PJ, so much of the success of many players is how they fit with the coach. How do you fit with Coach Casey, and is it a good fit for you?
Yeah, Coach Casey's his sister's a defensive coach, and he likes hard-nosed guys who go out and play hard. So I think just those two things alone makes us fit. You're right, fit with a coach is everything, especially for a veteran. But you to have understanding with your coach and him to get what you do and how you fit with the team and the chemistry. So it's one of those things that's priority when you go into free agency for sure.
Do you prefer the real physical game as opposed to the more finesse game?
Have you ever watched me play? Yeah, I would say yes. I prefer being physical than being finesse. I don't think I have any finesse in my game at all. I think it's the most dirty, rugged, nasty-looking stuff you ever seen in your life. That's me.
PJ, your guy Jared Dudley said you should have been playing more. I mean, is that another hindsight?
I knew that was coming. Somebody's going to say something about Jared. He is a trip. No comment. Anything Jared says, I have no comment on. I don't read his tweets.
I mean, obviously, Kyle and DeMar, everything revolves around them for good reason. What's it like as a role player working around those guys?
It's great. It's great. I love playing with both those guys. The thing about this league is once you're young and then you realize how to make it in this league is, playing a role, being able to figure out what your role is, how you can affect the game in other ways rather than scoring, because a lot of times you're not going to be the top scorer or, get a lot of shots. So once you figure out that, then you figure out that playing roles is the way to go and how to succeed in this league. And when you play with guys that can really, the stars of the team that can really go and they really care, it makes your job funner and a lot easier, especially a guy like me, that lays it on line in so many other ways. When you got guys like that really go get it, it's a pleasure and it's always great.
PJ, based on that and combining that when you talk about fit, you sit back then and kind of wait and see how this develops here, whether Kyle's back or not, whether other free agents are back or not.
You got to. For a guy like me, I got to. That's things you got to see. Because obviously I look to be a piece to going towards something. It's not just, the money. It's not just it's a bunch of things that goes into it and looking at it and seeing where I fit and feel like I can give this team something to put them over the top. You know, it's one of those things you got to see, let it play out, and then once you figure it out, you know, you see it.
You're now on the other side of 30
Right.
in terms of age. How do you feel at this stage in your career? Do you feel you're a young 30, or do you feel the bumps and bruises of a career at this point?
Not yet. I feel like I just hit my prime. Like now the game is just so clear now. You know, it gets easier when you get at this age. When you get older, it gets real clear, and you know your job and, you know, perfecting your role, and, you know, kind of just, it's like mold, you know, kind of mold it out and figure out what you're doing, and it makes it a lot easier. It's a lot easier when you're young and you're trying to figure it out. Once you get, you know, 30 and been around, it's my 11th year, you kind of figure it out. So, you know, I'm still a young man.